Hello class. Today we're going to talk about topic 4-4. It's just more parallel lines in algebra, the same thing we've been doing. Some of these problems are going to be a little bit more complex though. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. It says the measure of angle 1 is 7x minus 3. The measure of angle 5 is 8x minus 19. We want to find the value of x and the measure of angle 4. Now hopefully by now you can look at this and go 1 and 5 are alternate exterior angles. But even if you can't, the main thing you want to know is, are they congruent or are they supplementary? Now you may have noticed that if these lines are parallel, congruent and supplementary is easy to find. These are both big angles, which means they can't be supplementary, they must be congruent. So I set them equal to each other because they are congruent. Now, some algebra. Let's get all of our x's to one side. Negative 3 equals x minus 19. Get rid of that minus 19. We get x equals 16. So now we know what x is. But that's not the full answer. We want to know the measure of angle 4. Well, angle 4 wasn't given to us. But I know that 4 and 5 must be supplementary because they are a linear pair. So I'm going to go ahead and figure out what angle 5 is. 8 times 16 minus 19. I'm going to go ahead and use a calculator. And we get that this is 109. So, if this is 109, when you figure out what that is, 180 minus 109, 71. So the measure of angle 4 is 71 degrees. Let's go ahead and take a look at example number 2. Here, they've told us that the measure of angle 4 is 20x plus 3. The measure of angle 6 is 9x plus 3. Hopefully you notice that 4 and 6 are same side interior. More importantly, these are supplementary. That means they add up to 180. So 20x plus 3 plus 9x plus 3 equals 180. We'll combine similar terms. 20 plus 9 makes 29x. 3 plus 3 makes 6. So, I subtract 6 from both sides. I get that 29x equals 174. Divide both sides by 29, and x equals 6. Now, that's what x equals, but we want to know the measure of angle 3. Well, I have two options. I can either find out what angle 4 is, or I can figure out what angle 6 is. Now, if I figure out angle 4, 3 and 4 are supplementary. So I'm going to have another step after that. But if I figure out angle 6, 3 and 6 are congruent. So if I know what 6 is, I know what 3 is. So 9 times 6 plus 3, that is 54 plus 3 equals 57. So angle 3 because angle 6 is 57 degrees, angle 3 is 57 degrees. Let's go ahead and look at example number 3. Just want to remind you that if you think you know how to solve a problem, you can go ahead and get started on it, pause the video, and play when you get stuck or you want to make sure that you've done it right. Now here they've given us 1, 2, and 3, and we want to know x and y. Well, let's go ahead and label these. This is 8x plus 3. This is 20y minus 3, and 11x minus 12. Now, I'm going to go ahead and extend my transversal just so this looks proper. Now that I've extended my transversal, I look at 1 and 3 would be congruent, 1 and 2 would be supplementary, and 2 and 3 would be supplementary. Well, which angle do I want to figure out? Which letter do I want to figure out first, x or y? Well, I only have one y. I don't have anything that I can put it with, so I can't actually find out what y is until I find out what x is. Well, we have to know that 1 and 3 are congruent, so I can label them 8x plus 3 equals 11x minus 12. Go ahead and start working. Get rid of the 8x. 3 equals 3x minus 12. Add the 12. 15 is 3x. X equals 5. Now, in order to find out what this angle is, and then find out of what y is, I can either solve for this or this one. They are both supplementary to angle 2. It doesn't really matter, but this one has smaller numbers. So 8 times 5 plus 3 is 40 plus 3 equals 43. So the measure of angle 1 is 43 degrees. If I do 180 minus 43, I get 137 as the measure of angle 2. So then I can do that 137 equals 120 equals 20y minus 3. Add 3. 140 equals 20y. Divide by 20, and I get that y equals 7. And I have solved for everything they've asked for. Last example. Here we have some information and we want to try to figure out x and y. Let's start by labeling what we know. 6y plus 5, 5x minus 16, 95, and 3x. Well, because x comes first, let's go ahead and solve for x first. These are my parallel lines that touch my x angles. This is the transversal. So I'm looking at this angle and this angle. Well, these are opposite sides of the transversal. They are interior to the parallel lines, so I'm doing with alternate interior angles, which are congruent. So 5x minus 16 equals 3x. Get all of my x's to one side. Divide by -2. Yep. Negative and negative make a positive, so this is a positive 8. Now, let's go and look for y's. My y's have those pair of parallel lines, cut again by a transversal, and these also would be congruent angles. They're opposite sides of the transversal, interior to the parallel lines, so they're also alternate interior. So 6y plus 5 equals 95. If I take 90 divided by 6, I get 15. And so now I know x and y. So, when you're working on problems in this packet, make sure that you're answering the question that's asked. And while knowing the terms, alternate interior, alternate exterior, while knowing those terms isn't quite as important on this particular packet, you definitely need to know if they are congruent or if they are supplementary. Good luck on the assignment. Hope you'll have a good day.